welcome to a Minute Maths video on multiplying decimals. So when I multiply two decimals, so for example I've got 5.64 times 7.3, I would like to imagine them as whole numbers first, and then I'm going to multiply the whole numbers as normal, then I'm going to put the decimal point back in. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to start with 5.64. So if I imagine that number as a whole number, that's going to be 564 without the decimal point. And then 7.3 as a whole number, which is going to be 73. Okay, and now what I want to do is I'm going to multiply 564 by 73, and I'm going to then think about how did my answer change from the question. So I'm going to set up my grid here as I would normally multiply two numbers together. So 564 times by 73. Okay, so I have got the numbers, and I normally put the larger number on the top and the smaller number on the bottom, and then I always try to put each digit in a box, so it's easier for me to make sure that I line them up when I multiply them. So these are my units, this is my tens, this is my hundreds, and I will then need the thousands later on. So let's start multiplying. So starting from 3 times 4, starting from right to left, 3 times 4 is 12, so write 12, carry the 1. And then I got 3 times 6 is 18, 18 at the 1 that we carried is 19, so write 9, cross out the 1 that we used before, and then carry the 1 for 19. 3 times 5 is 15, 15 at 1 is 16, so cross out the 1, so write 16. So if I were to multiply 564 by 3, I get 1,692. Then I'm going to move on to the 7, so that 7 is in the 10, so that means it's 70. So that means when I multiply it, I need to make sure I put a 0 as a placeholder. Then I'm going to multiply like normal. So 7 times 4 is 28, so write 8, carry the 2. 7 times 6 is 42, 42 add 2 is 44, so write 4, carry the 4, so you cross out the 2. 7 times 5 is 35, 35 add 4 is 39, so I'm going to cross out the 4 and I'm going to write 39. So if I were to multiply 564 by 70, I have 39,480. And now I've got my two numbers, I'm going to add them up as usual. So 2 add 0 is 2, 9 add 8 is 17, so I'm going to write 7, carry the 1, 6 add 4 is 10, add 1 is 11, so write 1, carry the 1 onto the next column, 1 add 9 is 10, 10 add 1 is 11, so cross that out, write 11, carry the 1. And I have 3 left, so 3 at 1 that we carried is going to be 4. So if I were to multiply 564 by 73, I have 41,172. So I'll copy that over, 41,172. But if you think back to our initial problem, I don't have 564 by 73, I have 5.64 times 7.3. So what I technically did is if I multiply that by 100 to get the whole number 564, and 7.3 I multiply that by 10 to get 73, then my answer will have to be 100 times 10, which is 1,000 times larger than what I needed. So here, if I want to work out my original problem, I need to divide the answer that I had by 1,000, and that would give me the proper answer. So 41,172 divided by 1,000, simply I just move the decimal point 1, 2, 3 places to the left, so I should have 41.172. And if you have a look at the decimal places, you can also see that it does make a lot of sense when you count the decimal places. So 5.64, there are 2 digits after the decimal point, and then 7.3, there is 1 digit after the decimal point, which is the 3. So altogether, I know that my answer has to have 3 digits after the decimal point, so 3 decimal places. So I've got 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and it does make sense. Another thing that I would want to check is I'm going to use estimation to see if my answer is actually similar to if I were to round things up. So if I think about estimation, 5.64, that's approximately about 6 if I round that up to the nearest whole number, so it would be 6, or if I round up to one significant figure. And then 7.3, if I round that up to one significant figure, I would have 7. So if I round that up to be 6 times 7, then my answer, 6 times 7 is 42. And I can see that, okay, well 41.172 is very close to 42. So that tells me that my decimal place is in the right position, because it couldn't have been 4.1172 or 411.72. I know that it has to be here to make it 41.172. And that is how you multiply decimals. Thank you for listening to Minute Maths video, and hope you come back for other videos.